Yeah, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. So we're gonna start in the next 3 minutes, trying to set up. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. We're gonna start in 2 to 3 minutes from now. So let's get logged in. So let me know where you're joining us from. Let's get to know each other. Let me know where you're joining us from. We're gonna start in the next 3 minutes. Trying to set up. So let me know where you're joining us from. Hey, we've got someone from Uganda. It's amazing. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. So I'm gonna start it in 2 to 3 minutes from now. So let's get logged in. So let me know where you're joining us from. Let's get to know each other. Let me know where you're joining us from. We're gonna start in the next 3 minutes. Set up. Hey, I think we're getting set. I have my mic right here. So let me know where you're joining us from. Hey, we got someone from Ghana. Okay. Um, I think we're good now. I think we good 100%. So yeah, let me see where we're all joining from. Uganda, from the United Kingdom, Egypt, uh, Zambia, Angola, Nigeria, Cameroon. Uh, it's beautiful. Benin City. Let's do some quick introduction. Yeah, so today I'm just I don't know why. I just wanted to. I think I'm just in the, maybe a little bit not so easy, and I just wanted to, like I said, as much as um um I said I was gonna be more available on the space earlier this year, and yeah, we're sticking to words. So I have a device here where I'm actually looking at comments. So you're going to bear with me when I have myself turn into this direction more, just to read comment, because I'll be giving room for more questions today. UK, Nigeria. Yeah, it's good to see everyone. It's good to see everyone. So yeah, so basically what we're gonna do today is I'm going to be showing you guys, some of my trades for the weekend. Just, review it publicly, so that you guys can learn in real time, what are those things that you don't get to do on the chart that has a very big impact on your trading as a trader, right? Because a lot of us just focus on a lot of us focus so much on just trading, and chasing candlesticks. And, we really just find ourselves within that loop that we could not actually know that 80% of what works on the chart is the 20% of what we actually focus on, right? Outside of the chart, right? Those little things, those things that like you don't really pay attention to, those are the things that, actually have a defining factor into your trading as a trader, right? And this is me just wanted to take you through, perhaps a journey today, why I got into this trade, what are the opportunity missed this week, or did I miss any opportunity? What part does discipline play in my trading, this week? What part of how has discipline really helped me this week? How did I think about the market, right? And I kid you not that these are very more important than just saying you have a strategy. These are what creates those mental environment for your strategy to thrive, right? So consider your strategy like a muscle, right? Consider your strategy like a muscle in your body, right? The muscle has a tendency of contraction and expansion, and it has a tendency of, changing based on how well you create the right environment. And what is the environment we're talking about? We're talking about environment of, exercise, right? So when you do not introduce your muscles into the right environment, you're gonna realize that they contract over time, and yeah, you become not flexible and all of that, right? I want you to take the same approach into trading, right? Your strategy needs an environment to work, okay? And I'm not just one of them traders that is just gonna come here and prove a point to you guys. Oh, I'm the best, and that's not what we're doing here. That's not what we're doing here. My goal is to inspire new traders and actually create traders. Whether you are in my private community, you're my student or not, I just want you to have a dose of inspiration based on whatever I give out, so that a lot of people are there's an influx of a lot of people into trading, within the past, I'm gonna say 3-4 years. I started quite longer than that. I started about 9 years ago, right? And when I got into trading, we still got people who was trading at that time, but it wasn't mainstream as it is right now, right? Trading is mainstream. So now a lot of people get into this business, I call it business and industry, with the wrong expectation. Why? Because you see different people, these days we have platforms, and just like I'm leveraging on a platform, YouTube right now, I could communicate with you, but then you cannot filter what people communicate, right? So you have a lot of people with a very destructive way of trading that goes on to give you guys guidance and advices on what you should do, what you should not do. And they're saying this from a place of inexperience, right? And when you kind of look at what they do, yes, their tag is they are called a trader, but in the real sense of things, right? Talking of sustainability, you're gonna realize that their system is more of a gamble, right? It says otherwise, right? And I'm just trying to come into this space to, you know, educate people on what real trading looks like. Can you make a lot of money off trading? Yes, a heck load of money off trading, infinite amount of money on trading. And I can say this with authority because I've been there. However, the difference between the guys who make a lot of money and the guy who makes inconsistent income that makes the money today and give it out to the market tomorrow is there are systems in place. And a lot of these people that introduces you to Forex, I've seen the most insane advice ever. Increase your lot size, increase it's really so funny, right? But if you're really gonna make trading, you know, a lifestyle, an active source of income, you should know very well that you have to bring structure into it. Just like you don't get into any business without a proper plan, a proper feasibility studies, a proper business plan, a proper strategy, a proper alternative, right? And you have to look at your opportunity cost and all of these things in business. The same mindset is what you need as a trader, right? And today, one thing you're going to learn is the role of systems, right, in trading. Every day is not about chat work, because a lot of people focus on this operational side of trading. Yes, operational side is good when you've built the right, structures around it. So you find that when you engage in the operational side, you just engage in a way that is really just so easy for you to express, hey, why? Because you have a system and a structure in place that's created the right environment for you to be able to express yourself on the chart. So the last result should actually be the chart. Unfortunately, most people major on the minor and minor on the major. And you don't get a lot of people saying this all the time, right? Most people rather, it's insane when a lot of people or top traders come out here and show you opening 4-5 positions on an account where clearly you see the lot size, you see the account balance, you see the margin, and you can say, what is this? But a lot of people are complaining because a lot of people just want to see the profit. They don't want to see the process that leads to the profit. And I know some of my students are watching right here. And one thing they are going to tell you is, I'm not interested in your outcome. I am more interested in your process. So if you come at me and tell me that this is how much you made, I'm not looking at your numbers. I'm looking at your equity, I'm looking at your margin, and I'm looking at your balance. And I'm very, very that critical, because if you're going to make consistent income in the market, you have to have a consistent rule, and you have to be able to summon the discipline actually to engage in it consistently in such a way that all you have to do every time you get into the market is repeat the same thing over and over. And when you've repeated the same thing over and over, on the long term, you can be able to track your win rate accurately. So I'm going to ask this question, and I want you guys to be very honest with yourself. You don't have to type anything. How many of you today can tell me what your win rate is without having to think about it? How many of you guys today can tell me what your average risk reward has been over the past 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? How many of you guys can, by the reasons of data, I'm talking of consistent data, can prove the efficiency of your strategy? How many of you can tell me your most active month or your most profitable month? How many of you can tell me the month whereby, based on your understanding of the market, you don't really get into the market? How many of you guys can tell me the days of the week that the market presents you your best opportunities? How many of you can tell me what your expectation is based on your capital and consistent data of your risk reward, your consistent risk reward, your consistent efficiency by strategy? How many of you can use that data as a basis to project what you can be making in the next 3 years? It's not a lot of people. You know, I've trained thousands of traders, right? And this is an experience that I've gotten with almost everyone. Almost everyone. Why? Because trading actually proves to you that you actually can actually achieve freedom. But what most people do not know is that freedom comes with a cost. The name of the cost is discipline and record, right? Especially when it comes to trading. Freedom isn't that free. Freedom still requires discipline. Now, the only thing is the discipline is not external. It's easy for you to function in a company or in a corporation or in a corporate environment. Why? Because there are company ethos and rules, and you know there are consequences to actions of breaking them. So most of you guys, you can function, you can be the best in your field because you're working within an environment that has a rule and a consequence. The consequence is, if you break the rule, you put yourself under a tendencies of being sacked, right? And that's going to take your livelihood away. So you realize you come, to the market with this kind of mindset that, okay, if I can function, right, intellectually, I can be able to do this. And what you don't realize is that what you came for in forex trading is freedom, right? And your idea of freedom is ability to do whatever I want to do at any time. Yes, you're going to get it. However, the process leading you to that freedom with respect to trading requires planting systems around yourself. And I'm going to show you how this played out in my trading. And you're going to see that having this mental understanding helps me to put things in place correctly. So let me give you an example. These are my trades, which I'm going to be reviewing with you guys this week. But guess what? I actually did saw a trade opportunity earlier today at this point, right? This was a very fantastic trade, about almost 1:4, right? To this point. But I didn't get into this trade. As beautiful as it is, this is a high probability trade setup, but I didn't get into this trade. Why is that? Because I have systems that proves me otherwise. That regardless of my profitability for this week has been absolutely profitable, right? But regardless of my profitability, I still have something that I'm accounted, that keeps me accountable, that does not allow me actually to either use the excitement from winning or the disappointment from losses to make emotionally driven decisions. And this is the hardest part of trading. So perhaps some of you might want to change who you listen to. Genuinely, I'm all in for, respecting what people do. I have no business with what anyone is doing, right? And if you know one thing for sure, for people who have come to me personally, even trying to tell me about like people that, they've worked with, I literally stay away from criticizing. But I'm speaking to you as my audience right now that the mainstream ideology of trading cannot guarantee you profitability. For example, showing you the cars I drive, the house I live, the watch I buy, or whatnot, does not add any value to you. Because this creates an illusion in your mind. And you come into the market to wanting to chase all these things on the chart. So you realize the trade that you're supposed to interpret objectively with so much clarity, all you're seeing is what you want to make on the market. And guess what happens? Your mindset gets clouded and your mentality gets distorted. And this is not how you want to trade. You want to be able to come into the market with a very clean slate, clean mindset, clear rule, clear system, and creating an environment that makes it easy for you to actually be disciplined. It's hard to be self-disciplined without having anyone as your accountability partner or anyone higher than you to keep you accountable. In this case, you're trading your own money. Nobody dares question you how you trade your own money. And that is why you see the 95 to 99% of traders fail prop trading. Because you bring that same mindset into another person's game. They created their rule, they're very clear about it. Then you're bringing that same mindset. Most people come into prop trading to wanting to make money, right? Then you come into prop trading with that same mindset, and guess what happens? You break the rule. Now, because you have the capacity to refund, what do? You refund again, then you continue the same cycle. How many of you guys have purchased prop firm over and over and over? Now, this is how they get to profit off of you. They do not profit off of the fact that you are not a good trader technically. They profit off of the fact that you do not have a defined systems that can guard you against sporadic and erratic trading. And they know that and they see that. And that is why they established the law in the first place. And they bait you into this thing, knowing fully well that a lot of you, more than 90% of you are going to fail. And they make money off of it. And then you call this prop firm scams. Maybe some of them are not scams. Maybe you are the one putting yourself in a position for them to take your hard-earned money because it's easy for you. It's one of the most dangerous loophole cycle where you purchase $100,000 account from a proprietary firm and you blow it because you know you can get it again and get it again. I want you to do something after this live session. Go back to your history and see how much you spent on prop firm. You're going to be alarmed that if you had actually put that money into your personal account and build a system of compounding it, you would have actually made a consistent amount of money, provided you have a good working strategy and provided you have the right system. So I'm not just going to come here all the time and show you the chart, I can teach you every single thing I do on the chart today, and I'm still going to end up making 100 times what you're going to make, and you're still going to find yourself in the same cycle. The question is why? The problem is not on the chart for what you can see. The problem is here, right here. You've not been able to build the right system here that allows you to see the chart the way the market wants you to see the chart. So between you and this chart, you are having a distorted way of looking at it. When you look at the chart, you're seeing how you can make money. When you're looking at the chart, you're seeing every candle as an opportunity to get into the market. When you're looking at the chart, you're seeing an opportunity to make big money. And it gets really so crazy. So there are different stages of traders, right? There are the newbie traders that have nothing. Personally, I've worked best with the newbie traders, right? Because they're coming with a clean slate, and whatever I plant in their mind becomes their system, right? Now, we have traders who do not have strategy, but they have the right mindset. They have tendencies of being disciplined. Now, the problem is just strategy, right? Then we have traders who have strategies, but do not actually have the right systems that create the right environment for them psychologically to be able to engage their right strategy. Now, this set of traders are actually the most dangerous traders. They blow the most accounts. How many of you can relate? Let me know in the chat box. What categories are you? Tell me, what categories are you in? The most dangerous trader is a trader with a good strategy, with an understanding that he can make money, but has not actually systemized his trading and created the right environment for himself. So he has this confidence in his strategy, but the confidence is built on weak foundation. Then you realize that you keep going in circles and circles. These traders are not afraid to take a trade. These traders are the ones that they blow their account the most, they over leverage, they are chasing money, they act from a place of frustration. The frustration not because they don't actually know what they can do from a place of technical standpoint, but the frustration of knowing that I understand this thing, I know what I can do, but for some reason, something is holding me back. That thing right there is called psychology. And what is psychology? Psychology means you're operating from a place of uncertainty. And I'm just going to break this down, right? Just going to give you guys a tip of, my psychological class that I give to my students, right? Okay, I can say someone says, I'm here. A lot of traders, the majority, more than 70% of traders fall in these categories of like the dangerous traders, right? How many of you guys have blown your money, your friends' money, people's money, because the moment you were taking that money or prop firm, you were very confident. Mentally, you see trading easy, but when it comes to being on the level ground and doing what you need to do, it becomes harder all of a sudden, right? And after the market has played out, you realize that, wow, these are easy moves. Why am I not catching this, right? And it's kind of crazy, right? So I'm going to give you an example. When we talk about trading psychology, a lot of you guys know me as the trader that is very big on psychology, right? Because psychology is where the money is at. Think about it this way. Have you ever asked yourself, everyone can talk about trading psychology, but what is really embedded within the subject called trading psychology? What is trading psychology itself? And I'm just going to break this down for you. Okay? Trading psychology is a phenomenon where you can be able to have certainty in a system that allows you to leverage your strategy for the right cause. That is what trading strategy is for. That is what it is. So let's now look at it inside out. The opposite of certainty is uncertainty. So you realize that you tend to function more erratically when you are functioning from a place of uncertainty, and the market is an environment of uncertainty. So the cheat code is within this uncertainty market. You want to create a certain system that allows you to only act when these possibilities of certainties happen. That translates to the fact that When I'm trading the market, I'm not trading the chart. I'm trading my system on the chart. Let me explain that again. When I'm trading the market, I'm not trading the market. I'm not trading price action. I'm not trading what I'm seeing on the chart. I'm not trading GBP JPY. I am trading my system using the chart as a canvas. So the moment you can integrate that together, you start to realize that the market is way easier. What you call the market is not what you see on the chart. What you call the market is the system you built with the right structures around it that is in your mind. And that is what can guide me to say, you know what, as much as I saw this opportunity today would have been a very fantastic trade, I have the tendencies and I have the willpower to let it go. Why? Because I have certain system I've set in place. Certain days I don't like to take my trades, right? Certain things that have been put in place that guides me away. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean you can actually miss some trades? Yes. But those trade missed are not going to put you in a state of unease. Those trade missed are rather going to improve your confidence in your ability to actually follow your system. And when you look at the trend over time, you realize that those rules that prevent you, those preventive rules, those rules that allows you to act periodically are going to have a direct effect on your account's equity, that it rises so much over time. So this is what trading is all about. I can come here again and feed you with, I have this best strategy, read like this, and we are literally gonna trade the same thing, and I'm still gonna make money and you're not. The reason is because of the way you look at the market. So here is what I'm gonna propose to you. I want you to watch this class again and listen to this part. Go on your chart, take your M24 account, go on your history and go and look at your history. Look at the patterns in your trading. Do I follow my risk management? Do I find myself revenging? Okay, what are the patterns of when I want to blow an account? Does it happen after I make a big win? Then perhaps, maybe your problem is the fact that you do not have a system. Anytime you take a big win, it creates this confidence in you and you carry this excitement into the next trade. And this excitement, instead of enforcing positive emotions for you to keep going on, it causes you to be reckless. And with recklessness, uncertainty, because you have a strategy. You are that dangerous trader. You have a strategy. You made a big win. Those big wins are outside of the system, or perhaps you don't even have a system around that big win. Then you take that same exciting feeling into the next trade. And what happens when you take it into the next trade? You are so reckless. If you are so certain that you are this invincible trader, you don't have need for risk management. You don't have need to, engage in waiting for confirmations, right? So I want you to look at these patterns. And the moment you start to see this pattern, start to build systems around it. Oh, when I make consistent win, what day of the week do I trade? When I make this kind of win, what pair do I trade? When I take this trade and it my take profit, do I see it occurring over and over? That means that particular setups are literally your A+ setups. You shouldn't take anything outside of those setups. That setup that you find that works for you all the time needs to become the strategy that you are going to trade all the time. That means when it does not appear into the market, you have no reasons to get into the market. You have no reason. Many of you guys trade in such a way that I can't understand. If there was a tsunami outside right now, would you want to go out? No. So why do you feel the need to join every trend in the market, knowing that anyone that is not in sync or incongruent with your system is putting you in a dangerous position? So why? That's the question. So the more you have an understanding of this, you realize that the market and profitability is less of chart work and more of the way you think about the chart. When you say I'm trading, you are not actually trading prices and price action. You are literally trading your system using a medium, the chart. And that is what this is about. So week in, week out, you're going to realize that not the market, you exhibit specific patterns with respect to how you trade. Track it. Oh, I get the best trades on Wednesday. Write that down. Start looking for trades on Wednesdays. I get the best trades on Tuesday. Write that down. Then you want to dig in more. What time? What does it align? You start to realize that what brings about profitability are three things: your strategy, your ability to systemize your trading with actually a realistic expectation, and having a clear understanding of the data of the instrument you're trading. So I'm going to use gold as a case study. If I'm a gold trader, I should be able to know the time when gold opens up the main opportunity for the week, when gold start to respect trends for the week. I should be able to have a systems that tells me realistically, based on my starting capital in the beginning of the year, if I compound on this win rate, this average risk reward, this number of trade in a week, this should be my expected, numbers for the end of the year. Then I should be able to have a strategy that I trade all the time. Outside of these things, I can promise you the market is not a respecter of how long you have been trading it for. It respects only people who are able to take the lesson, implement it, and create their own system and trade only their system. I've met people who have been trading for 12 years and are not profitable. I've trained them personally. I've met people who have been trading for 10 years and they are not profitable. So you realize that this market is not about how long. And the market is so crazy that 1 year moves so fast. And at the same time, it's addictive because you find yourself not being able to leave it because you understand the possibility of it. So instead of learning what you need to learn, you're just moving in circles. And this is the pathway to profitability and sustainable. I'm not talking to everyone. I'm only talking to traders that wants to make trading a business, a way of living, an active source of income. If you have if you believe in, I gotta flip my account to get rich, go ahead, do it. But I'm saying that you need to create sustainability now. I can decide to flip an account today. In fact, matter of fact, this week, I flipped an account of $17 just to prove a point to someone that you don't need money. Right? But my primary focus is not to flip account. I've been able to build a system that's given me a sustainable way of trading that I can decide to do whatever it is because now I have enough resources to play with the market. Many of you are starting out. You need to be able to build a very, very credible foundation, but you are starting off the wrong foot. And I can tell you this, what is going to get you rich in the market is not by increasing lot size. In fact, what gets you rich in the market is by keeping your lot size consistent and compounding your account in such a way that your risk expressed in percentage increase in dollar value over time. Some of the smartest people and the richest people in the world made money off compounding. What makes you different? Why do you think you can outsmart these people? Compound, let your lot size and your risk be the same thing. And I tell you this, the earlier you start, the better it is for you. The same risk, which is maybe 2% of your account today, that is $50. If you have a system, having a consistent data of the pair you're trading and having a strategy, I can tell you this, that the 2% that is valued at $50 today is going to be valued $2,000, $3,000, $10,000 in no time. The market is not an arithmetic progression business. It's a geometric progression business. That means the more money you make, you are like 10 steps ahead. It's like any other business. The more profit you close, it takes you 10 steps ahead. And my personal student knows this. One of the things I did for them is I built them a system that could predict what they could make in a year. And that makes all the difference for them. And all they have to do is put in some parameters I taught them on and put in their capital. And it's so crazy how a lot of people see how easy it is to make $100,000. A lot of people see how easy it is. Most people are not even dreaming about it. They came into Forex market just to make money without no goal, without no direction. And most people start to realize that, wow, I'm starting off with $500. I literally can hit my first $50,000 in a year, provided I do this and I'm consistent with this. It's crazy. So you realize that you are chasing after this money. The more you're chasing after it, the farther it runs away from you. But the moment you start to do something different, say, you know what, I'm just going to position myself and increase my value in terms of my knowledge and understanding, then the money starts running towards you. And literally, this is what the market is. Take money from the guys who don't understand the game. Give it to the guys who understand the game. So that being said, I hope this is going to be helpful. So now, I'm going to review my trade for this week, and I hope we're learning. Let me know in the comment section. I hope we're really learning. So many of you guys, you just thought you're just going to come and see some chart work. No, the chart work is a waste of time if you do not have the mental understanding of what we are doing. So let me know in the chat box how many of you guys are learning. How many of you guys are learning? That's amazing. You see, the beautiful thing about the system that I built around, my mentorship and, the war room is when you first come to me, I don't discuss about the chart with you. I don't discuss about strategies with you. The first thing I do is I provide you with a system that shows you what is realistic with trading. And I don't do that by just giving you words of mouth. I give you access to a database of, I ask you, how much do you want to start your trading with? And this is what separates us, right? And this is why we've been able to get results. How much do you think you're going to start realistically when you start to make money? Let's say today, I'm going to teach you to be a profitable trader, which you will definitely be profitable. How much can you afford to start with? Okay, let's take this money. You have access to this system that I've created. Let's put it in there with our parameters in place and specific risk per trade over this time. What can you make? Now, the moment we do that, a lot of people start to realize that I could do 5 figures in less than a year. Then the mind starts to open to this. It starts to open to these possibilities. So that means mentally, the mind has to conceive the possibilities for you to be disciplined. The last live session we held, I told you guys something. I can't tell you to be disciplined. Discipline is not theoretical. Discipline is not something you teach people from a theoretical point of view. Discipline is practical. You can't tell a kid to concentrate in school without teaching them how to concentrate. So that means there's a pathway to actually mastering discipline. It's not something you read. And that is why I tell you guys this. No matter the numbers of theories of books, I've read a lot of psychological books. And no matter the theories you see in this book, it cannot actually meet up with 1 day of having a practical understanding of how to be disciplined. And this is how it works in the market. So discipline is directly proportional to your understanding of your data. Is directly proportional to your understanding of what is realistic. So let me give you guys, I'm going to end this whole psychology talk, right? Let me just give you one last case study. If I say, you know what, I need you to just sit down inside a room for a year, and by the end of the year, I'm going to give you $500,000. Now, tell me this, and you've seen me, you've seen me actually transfer this $500,000 into an escrow account, and you know that I'm not bullshitting, I'm not playing. Tell me, with the understanding of this, do you think it will become, do you need anyone to teach you how to be disciplined to sit down? Let me know in the chat box, guys. You've seen me transfer this money into an escrow account, and I just need you to sit down on that spot for 2 weeks. Do you need an external person to tell you that you need to be disciplined? Yes or no? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know in the chat section for a minute. Okay. I would expect everyone will say no. So the real question is, why? Why? It's very simple. Because your action has been directly attached to an expectation which you are very aware about. So you've conceived that understanding that I'm going to give you this when you do this. Now, what does that mean? That proves what I've been saying, that having clarity and having an expectation is directly proportional to discipline. So creating systems around you, the mind, you need to be able to train the brain by giving it a realistic data, which your brain has to believe for you to be disciplined. Anything outside of this, you're going to find yourself in that loophole, that circle over and over again. So discipline is possible, but discipline is possible only with known data. Only with known data. Discipline is impossible without a system. That's the point. Discipline is impossible without a system. So if you think you can be disciplined without having a system, having an understanding of data, then you're joking. And this is why journaling cannot be underemphasized in trading. Everything links together. So the majority of you, when you're starting to trade, you think you're invincible. You think all that you need is a strategy. No. If all you think you need is a strategy, then you're like the musician with the best talent in the world without a platform. Yes, you have the talent, but nobody's going to hear you. So you might be the best singer in the world, but you do not have a platform. That's the same thing. You might have the best strategy in the world, but you do not have a system. Is equals to zero. Only you can only have an understanding that I can do this, but your results are proving otherwise. And what does that do to you as a trader? Frustration. So on that note, let's get into my trades for this week. So yeah, here are some of my trades that I took this week, and I just wanted to review. And I know I shared with a lot of you guys. I know folks who did 12 grand, 18 grand. I know folks who did 7 grand. Like a lot of people really made money. And I also know people who did $100. I know people who did $500, $450. The point is, across board, with whatever you have, you're still gonna make money because I sent one trade out. Okay. So in the beginning of this week, this was my first trade opportunity, and every single trade that I pick that are paid plus, I actually send it to my war-room members. Okay. And it's so beautiful that these days most of my students they spot many of this opportunity, without me. Like right now, I've started to see a lot of like chart works that they already know where the market will go. Provided the market does this is what I'm gonna do. And this is the beautiful thing about it, right? So for some of you guys that you are still operating from a place of arrogance, ego, like I know I can do this alone. It's really tough, man. The journey is tough. You may eventually get there, but you're gonna waste a lot of money. And that's why I always advocate, get a mentor you can trust. Get a mentor that has that deep understanding. Don't get a mentor that's gonna show you this is what I drive, whatever, whatnot. The point is that the shiny object always gets more attention, but it's usually the quiet objects that get the least attention. And some of the best things happens in the quiet places, right? So I really recommend for any of you that are struggling, get a mentorship. It's worth it. When you have this knowledge, it can literally transform your life. I'm talking of things that are beyond cards, okay? My goal is to be a mentor of community of traders that are mature mentally. I know some of you guys here, right here from the chat, I know some of you guys that just by the reasons of being a student of mine, I've been able to open your mind to even bigger investment opportunities. That's one thing I do for my students. The point is, I'm not just your Forex mentor. I want you to think in a very more mature way. I don't want to mentor a bunch of traders that are just focused on making money on the chart and spending, which is just the consumer mindset. No, make money off trading, diversify your portfolio and investment into other things, and turn trading into a passive income. The moment trading changes from your active income into your passive income, by creating an active income or multiple passive income from the profit of trading, you're good. You trade with less tension, you trade with less, you're not inclined to make money at any point in time. And the moment you start to operate from that framework of mind, you can literally make the most money of your life. That's why you see that there's only a tiny percentage of traders that makes the most money in the market. But once you kind of look at the pattern and everything, you realize that their sole source of income is not just trading. They've made money off trading. They've been able to diversify it, and they've been able to create multiple passive income sources in such a way that trading, right, becomes just one of those passive income sources. And this is the goal, okay? So everyone needs a mentor. I tell you this, if you're struggling, everyone needs a mentor, right? And I recommend it 100%. So the first trade of this week, we got into a level right here. My tradable zone for this week. So one thing I love to do is find the tradable zone, right? And my tradable zone for this week was this level right here that was coming off this resistance and to this support, right? To this support level. So this week was pretty straightforward, okay? And the first thing first was I realized that the markets last week, a lot of traders took profit right here, which last week, if we really bought this move last week with my students, right? We did that beautiful trade, right? And we closed it earlier this week. Why? Because a lot of traders were taking their profit right at this level, which is a resistance point, right? So we said, because of the current push of the market right at this point. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to the first trade very well. There's so much to learn. Because of this strong push to the upside, okay, we started to have a situation whereby the market started to give us an exhaustion right to this point. So we held this exhaustion point based on the level where the market rejected in the past, and we have like some sort of like support level right here, and we're actually anticipating a further push to the upside, right? I made mention of this of last week that we might expect a further push to the upside if we see that. So we took our first trade off this level. So the moment we had a double injection into the market, right here, we got into this trade. I got in really early, right at this point, and the market went up. The market gave us some very good profits to start with. And why the market was right here, this happened very early, my time, right? Why the market was right here, and I got up, I closed this trade, right? We didn't have to take unnecessary loss on this trade. I closed this trade. Why? Because now the market is showing me a break in the flow of this structure right at this point. And that could translate to the fact that the market could catch a new lower high right to this level. So we didn't have to unnecessarily make a big loss of this trade. So my loss was just about 0.2%. Again, and one of the things that I exposed my students to this week, which I really would like to give you just a sneak of it, is this. There's a difference between closing a trade on impulse and closing a trade with a clear understanding of the demand of the trade, or why you close the trade, right? So it's like a lot of people, when the market is moving on the upside, so let's say you took a trade right at this level. So let's say you took a trade, let's say you took a trade right here on this level and you're buying, right? And the market starts to retrace and it keeps giving you retracement. A lot of people are going to panic out without, no technical reason, no, rational reason behind. So those are two different things, right? So there are some trades that I hold the retracement, and if it goes to hit my take profit, there are some trades that the moment I start to see that, because I've anticipated it, right, I close the trade. Why? Because there's no point being in that trade when the market is not working again. And again, it goes back into systems, right? So when this happened, that moment I realized that a sell is coming in the market. So I was of an opinion that the market is going to continue this lower high structure right from this point. Now, the market proved otherwise, and the market came to this level. So why the market was coming to this level, I'd recognized that the market is coming to even price the market higher for more sellers to get into the market. So what did I have? I identified my area of support, previous support and resistance right here. So we have the support level that's acted in the past, got validated right here, and this is one of a very key level, right? This is a very high probability level in the market where the markets kind of like break the level. Most people approach support and resistance from just this way and manner. Now, support and resistance are way, way, way deeper than that, right? This is the textbook example, but we have some situation where we have a real example where the market goes violate this level, even consolidate around it, then come back right here to the test and continue to move, which is a clear example of what we saw here in the market. So the moment that happened, we knew we had an opportunity to get into the market. And I sent this live to everyone. I sent this live to everyone, and we got in on our sell rights at this level. I got in, way earlier. I got in immediately. The market got right here. Okay. So for me, it was about 105, but I waited for the market to close, then I kind of sent this out to everyone, and the market gave us a very strong sell to the down part. So how many of you guys made money off this trade? Let me know in the comment box. I sent it to my free Telegram channel. So if you're not on my Telegram, you gotta join. And if you want to contact me direct, click on contact me. Don't fall for scammers, okay? We have a lot of people impersonating us, okay? And we are doing our best to go after them, right? But don't not listen to anyone that say they represent me. You can only speak to me through the contact me button on my Telegram, okay? So yeah, that was the first trade. So the next trade, that's the third trade, and this, by the way, gave 103 for people who joined in, who took the trade. I did 105 on the trade, right? So I love to actually wait for a more conservative entry for everyone that follows me, whether my private student or everyone, right? Then when the market got to this level, we had a very clean zone right on this level, right? This level to us was a level we are anticipating for the market to continue, the bullish move. So I can see someone ask me a question if I'm still bullish on pound JPY. Yes, I'm still bullish, but I'll do it on the watch and see what the market does on Monday, right? So because most of what I use are not on the lower time frame, I use higher time frame confirmation, okay? So and yeah, we actually did some very good numbers. We actually did some very good numbers on this trade. If you had followed, where's it at? Let me see. I think I shared this out on my free channel right here, so you could decide to join us. So this was it right here, and yeah, this was how it played out, right? So again, for people who want to contact me, you can only contact me from my Telegram. Please don't let anyone scam you. Please don't let anyone scam you, right? This is my contact me button right up there, okay? So let's get back to the chart. And yeah, went straight to TP, almost zero down drum. We only had the market push back on this candlestick to this level. We only had the market do this to this level, and almost immediately we had zero down drum on this, right? So yeah. Then when the market got to this point, we had a very strong level right on this level. Not just the area of 61.8 Fibonacci of all this move, but we have a very strong zone right at this level. All this level was a zone for us to actually buy the market. But for me, I used, this structure that right there from within to see if I'm going to get like a pushback. And I know whatever it is I'm doing, right? If you notice, right, from my before and after, right, I was very, very spot on let me go right back there. So we're talking about the second trade right now, which was this one right here. So when you kind of look at this trade right here, look at the out pattern I was on with my exit. You have to be as good on your exit as much as you are on your entry, right? And you can see how the market played out. You can see how the market played out, like literally directly, right? So what was the logic behind that? It's very simple. We had the market reaching this level. Like I said again, this order zone for us was the level that the market, we anticipated that the market would give us a very, very long-term, injection to the market, right? We have the resistance, and we have the support right here. And somewhere around here, we have, a higher time frame Fibonacci level, right? However, we are specific with the level that we're going to be taking, right? This trade is not a trade you want to take if you don't have experience in the market, right? So what happened right here, I saw that the market was reaching right here, and I saw the first phase of the buyers into the market right here. So when that first phase of buyers came into the market, that was a clue for me, but I'm not just going to get in. Then I had a trend line level right here. Okay, I had a trend line level on my chart right here. So what do we have? The moment the market pushed back, notice how the market took people out, people who got in after the market pulled back. The market took people out, so I allowed that to happen. So people call it liquidity sweep. I just trade price action. I don't really keep up with these names, right? And when the market took people out right here, and this was the counter that I realized that yes, we're good to go now. So again, not just looking at it from a psychological point of view or seeing what the market is doing. Again, when that market took people out, it came to give me the third touch on the trend line as well. So combined with my understanding of the psychology of what the market is trying to do right here, and understanding that I have not just only previous resistance on support right here, I also have the trend line area of support right here as well. So let me just make it clear. I have this resistance right here turning into support right here on the top touch. Then I have the trend line also touch 1 or 2 or 3. So this was a very strong confluence to me. So but you want to be very careful, okay? So the market gave me the opportunity, and I just took this very solo because it's usually not a good thing to trade against a trend except you have an understanding for it. So I knew that the next level of exit was right at this point, and the market did that. Literally, I was live when the market did that. So yeah, the last trade I would have picked if this happened on a Thursday or Wednesday is this one. It was a very simple and straightforward trade, right? Like I said, we've been trading within this range this all week. Look at the market giving us lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. The market came back right here to test what the previous area of support right here. So we are still flowing in the direction of the trend. So that means the market is still going back down, right? So I did take it. Why? Because I'm really not a big fan of taking trades toward the close of the week. This is one thing I'm reinforcing for myself right now. I do that before, but I'm saying right now I don't want to do anything because the markets are volatile right now. The news and everything going on in the market, right? Anything can happen, right? So anything can happen over the weekend. You don't want to be in the market, whenever the market is doing that. So the moment the market had given us this break, this was going to be a very good trade. Let me just take this out. The moment the market got to this point and look at the first rejection right at this level, then gave us even a more stronger rejection. This trade was as easy as it could be because I saw the market moving. You could just connect this trend line right here. And guess what? When this structure decides to give out, right? You can see the market made a retest right here. I had it set up literally on my computer when it happened, and the market kind of gave us a fall. So this would have actually been a fantastic trade. But again, was it a trade that I missed? Yes, it was a trade I refused to take, not miss. I refuse to take it because it is not in sync with my current, resolution on, the kind of trade I want to take or not, right? Because usually Friday is for profit taking for me, right? It's for profit taking, just like every other like top traders, right? Nobody wants to hold position over the weekend, right? So I don't want to see myself taking a trade around that level. But this would have been a very fantastic trade on a very good day, right? But now, do you start to blame yourself? No. When you have that psychology where you have not been able to accept the fact that, you know what, I made a loss. Sorry, I choose not to take this trade because of my strategy, right? That is going to build confidence for you also. You could have also avoided a trade that could have cost you a loss, you know, the last day of the week, right? And when you kind of look at it, we are up, you know, for my community up about 1 to 3.1, 3.2. Personally, I think I'm up about 1 to 9, 1 to 10, right? And that's all you need, right? You don't really need to be greedy. Just hold your resolution. It's gonna build confidence in your ability to, take more trades and avoid more losses, right? It could have been a loss, right? And one thing about it is no matter how good the trade is, when you actually, ruin your confidence in not trusting yourself, right? You realize that you really, really just mess up your confidence in the market, and it's really going to affect you long term. So now, what are my predictions for next week? Well, I'll call it projections, not prediction. What do I think the market is going to do next week? I would love to see the market push up in a more bullish manner, right? Because this level that we're trading on, this level where the market is rejecting on, is a very strong, bullish level. So is it going to be a situation whereby the market hits this so fast and continue to go back to the upside? That is really, really very possible. Or could the market not hit this level and continue to go to the upside, and we can have even a further push to the upside? I think this is very, very possible. Again, my highs are still on the 208 level, right? My highs are still on 208 level. And I'm going to share it with you guys when I finally take it, when the market's finally ready to go to that level, provided it gives me confirmation my highs are still on this level. My highs have been on it since, I think, November, right? There's something that happened on a higher time frame that shows me that the next level is the 208. However, you can't force the market to move to that level at your own pace. You want to wait for the market, right? And let the market move how it wants to move. When the market is ready for the main move, you just want to allow yourself to join into the market. So here's what my outlook are for the new week. Right now, the market is still currently on the lower high, as you can see, right to this level. But the market is actually all of these zones right here are actually a very strong level where the market can actually reject. Okay. So I'm just going to wait to see how the market is going to reject and, take advantage of that. But I think the market might actually turn out more bullish next week. And that is what I think. So thank you guys so much. I want you to watch this live stream again for people who are struggling with psychology. It's really going to help you, right? I'm very big on psychology because that's one thing in my experience of teaching students, thousands of students, I realized the only thing that really hold a lot of great traders back. There are people that naturally they are great traders, but the only missing link is just the psychology, okay? And again, for guys that are looking to be a part of our mentorship, you can go to our website directly right there and just enroll and join our mentorship program. I'm offering, the March mentorship class is already opening. It's gonna open like literally right after now. We've been talking about it since yesterday, and we only want to take just a few people. And for one-on-one mentorship, that is me mentoring you. We have the option as well. And I'm just open to one-on-one mentorship for like 3 people for the rest of the year, right? Because it takes a lot of time and dedication, right? And also for guys that have been talking to me about joining the war room, unfortunately, the war room is exclusively for my students, right? Because the war room is not just a place where you get to trade live with me. The goal of the war room is for you guys to be independent traders, right? is for you to be an independent trader. I'm not there to give signals and whatever. In fact, I don't give signals. All we do is live, right? I record, even for some that are not able to catch the live, I record it for them. Everyone needs to understand why we are in the markets. Everyone needs to understand why we're taking the trade so that you can build confidence off of that, right? So for folks reaching out to me for the war room, it's just exclusively for people who have taken our course. They now have access into it. But here's my advice, okay? Try and work on what you're not focusing on right now. The problem is not the chart work. The problem is not what you do on the chart. The problem is what is in your mind. And if you can structure your mind the right way, I believe that you are really going to make a lot of money here. And when you make a lot of money off this industry, don't go into just consuming. Don't go into buying cars and all those immature. So why those things are really good, focus on them and find your portfolio first. It takes a lot of stress away from traders, and that's one thing I love to do with my students. I do not just teach them about trading, I teach them about being a very good business person, right? Making a living out of Forex trading by reinvesting your Forex profit into other things. And I want you guys to look at me and, you, for some reasons, find it fascinating to come on my page to also have this mindset. Don't be a consumer, be an investor. For every dollar that you have, always try to reinvest it. Trust me, you are going to make a lot on the long term and you're going to compound so much on the long term. So thank you guys so much. I don't have a book to recommend this week because I am sure you guys I'm not done reading that, but I'm going to recommend maybe next month. And great books. Okay, I want everyone in this community to grow, and God bless you guys and have a wonderful rest of the weekend.